Well, welcome back everyone. Saturday again, and another week that just zipped by. So we're going to try and get a couple things done today. Something fun, get some work done around the property. The fun part is we're going to be smoking some pork tenderloin for dinner tonight. So the smoker is running and we'll go through what we've done there. Get some more of the fence posts in the field for the animals. And if there's time, we'll get to the planters for the south side of the shop landscape project. So yeah, a couple things on the go, and there's always things to repair and things to do, and we always have to make time for walking around and seeing what's going on in the property. So we'll do maybe a little bit of that as well. But glad you could join us, and we hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so looks like summer has finally arrived, and with summer comes sitting on the deck. And with sitting on the deck comes bugs. So we invested in a little bit of a bug zapper. We were just going to get the mosquito repellent, but we have other bugs here too, so we thought we'd try and combine the two. So we're going to do a bit of a test with the Stinger cordless insect zapper. We could have got a smaller one, but that required AA batteries, and a bigger one, but that required a cord to be run. So we kind of thought this was a happy compromise. Anyway, this is the second one we've got because the first one we opened up and the charger was missing. So I had to go all the way back to the store and return it and get another one. Anyway, we're going to get this out, put it out on the deck and see if it works. Okay, well, the unit is fully charged. I've got the mosquito attractant in there. You can see the little white disc in the back. And apparently those are supposed to last for 14 days. So we should be expecting 14 days of mosquito-free evenings. And it's got a little black light with a zapper, so yeah, we'll see how it works. Hopefully it lives up to its reputation. Okay, we're going to try something a little bit different today. While we're working outside, we're going to smoke some meat. Yeah, we do this about 2 or 3 times a year, and always enjoy it, and the smell of it as it wafts through the area. So pork loin was on sale. I'm not sure what Mrs. from the Woods paid for it, but she said it was a good deal. So the loin itself is way too big for the smoker, so I cut it into 4 and we put it on 2 levels as it smokes for a couple hours. And make my own dry rub spice, a mix of brown sugar, salt, pepper, chili powder, Tex-Mex spice mix, and garlic powder. So no specific amounts, it's only to taste. Most of that just kind of gets absorbed into the meat anyway. More brown sugar than anything else. That kind of gives it a nice, crispy, tasty glaze that's sweet. And yeah, so we'll rub these down, let them sit for a bit while we get the smoker going. And yeah, we'll do that for the morning. Okay, we'll let that sit. And once the pork is on the smoker, I'll collect all the extra spice, put it back in the bowl, add some ketchup, some soy sauce, and some Frank's Red Hot, because you got to put that on everything. And yeah, so that's going to be this morning's project. So let's get the smoker started. Okay, well, I don't have a fancy smoker. It was a gift actually from the kids for, can't remember whether it was Father's Day or my birthday, one of the two. And yeah, it seems to work okay, and yeah, for our needs. I mean, we're not professional barbecuers by any means, so for a little bit of a hobby, it's a great little unit. So I suppose if I was a real homesteader, I'd be rubbing 2 sticks together and making a little fire to get the coals going. But I have this archaic coal starter, which is a relic from my father's past actually. This is how he used to get the hibachi going every Saturday, and I seem to have inherited this, and but it still works, believe it or not, as old as it looks. So we're going to plug this in, get some coals started, and get to smoking. Okay, we'll let that bed of coals heat up for a bit. Last time I did this, I didn't let the coals heat up enough and spent more time tending the fire than doing other things. So you should be able to, once the coals are good and hot, just leave it. So we'll let it stoke up for a bit and get the other parts of the smoker on and put the meat on. Okay, well, the bed of coals is getting nice and hot. And as you can see, as the chamber gets hotter, the draft through the smoker comes through the vents at the bottom and starts coming out of the top, and you can control the heat through those vents. So we'll let that heat up for a little bit to get between 200 and 275, and today I've opted for hickory smoking wood chips. And the only reason I chose hickory was because the bag was open. Yeah, so every once in a while we get a frog passing through. We don't have a pond or a stream nearby, but I guess these frogs are passing through on their way to a better place, hopefully eating a few bugs on the way. This one's actually quite large for a grass frog. We found a couple last year, but they were pretty tiny. So we'll quickly check in on the smoker, the pork tenderloin that's going. Having a lot of trouble keeping these coals going. I guess some old things work well, like the antique coal starter from my dad, but old coals that are a year old, that are a bit damp, don't seem to want to work. Anyway, we'll struggle on, and it's starting to smell pretty good around here. Let's take a quick peek at these, see if I can't do this one-handed. Yep. Oh yeah. Nice and juicy. Hopefully we can keep the heat up and get a nice dark smoky bark on that pork tenderloin. Okay, well, the last 3 posts are in. Now we have to drill the holes for the gate. So the gate's going to go in between these 2 posts and swing into that field. And I'll have to maybe do some cross bracing against that post and the existing fence, just to give that post a bit more rigidity for the gate, so it doesn't tip over. But yeah, next step is the gate and running barbed wire. Okay, well, the pork loin has been on the smoker for just over 4 hours, and we're going to see what it looks like on the inside. This is from the woods. Okay, Mrs. From the Woods.
Taste it.
Taste it.
Very soft. Very.
Is it good? Nice and moist.
Tender. Very tender is the word, not soft.
Sweet on the outside. It's going to be a great sandwich.
Yes.
Okay, well, Mrs. From the Woods and I are calling it quits for the day. We enjoyed a lovely smoked pork tenderloin sandwich. That worked out well. Well received all around, but it's a lot of work. That smoker takes a lot to keep that temperature, and you have to keep an eye on it all the time. Adding coals and wood chips for smoking, and yeah, it seems to be a lot of work for what you get out of it. But we enjoy it, and the meal was delicious. So yeah, you know, you start your day thinking you're going to get all these things done and set your project list, and you don't quite get it all done. So that was today. We didn't get around to doing anything on the south side of the shop, landscaping project, but we did get the fence posts in the field. So the next step for that is to get the barbed wire up and finish that up, and another gate. Mrs. from the Woods spent the day in the garden making a few additions. We got 6 more blueberry plants at half price from the local supplier. I guess they're trying to get rid of all their stock. And 2 kiwi plants. So that's kind of exciting. They're up against the fence here. Pan around and see if we can see them here against the fence. Yeah. So they say on the tag that they're good to minus 30 degrees Celsius, and that is considered a zone 4, and we are at best a zone 3 here. So we'll see if they survive the winter, but we're going to enjoy them for the summer at any rate. And you know, the raspberries are coming up in full force, but no blooms. So we're kind of thinking that the canes are going to be for next year, and we'll see a lot of raspberries next year. The strawberries seem to be producing reasonably well. We've enjoyed those this morning for breakfast. Yeah, so you know, we're just enjoying our time out here on our property and on our acreage, enjoying acreage life. And we're glad that you could join us and visit. And if you like this content, we would love it if you would subscribe, like, and share. And we hopefully will see you on the next video. And we wish you an excellent weekend.
Good weekend? Good night.
Good to minus 25, it says on the tag. No?
Oh, I didn't say that? I thought it was minus 30.
Oh.
A little bit better
Okay.
of a chance, but...
Well, minus 30. It
Coming
does.
soon.
Have a good weekend. Gonna say bye or what?
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Give it a try. Mrs. from the Woods isn't a big fan of kiwi, but it's one of my favorite fruits. And can you believe it? My son-in-law eats the peels. I didn't believe it, but he says it's true. And well, yeah, I guess give it a chance, and hopefully next year we'll be enjoying the fruits of our labor.